The Spanish language is not a Latin American language. It's a language. Is
she going to say of colonialism and oppression that the Spanish brought over with the oppressive conquistadores or whatever? I don't even know if that was...
Spanish conquistadors.
That one, I was just pre-watching it. I don't know how, but I took a break from my stream. She tweeted this hours ago, and I pre-watched it.
Forced upon Latin American people.
I'm sorry.
The only reason we're Latin people and not Native American people is because of that distinction. So be mad at me all you want for misspelling words in Spanish. Be mad at me all you want for mispronouncing words in Spanish. That doesn't take away from the fact that I am a Mexican-American, Native American woman. We're trying to make a good show for kids that feel left out, for kids that are different, for kids who...
Well, what was wrong with Dora the Explorer? Wait, what did I miss?
Don't have a full grasp on any language, no matter where they live. And if you're going to be mad at that, I don't know. Be mad then.
Upcoming Disney animated series Primos gets criticized for being stereotypical and for using grammatically incorrect Spanish terms.
Disney released the promo for their new show, Primos, and people were upset. Within a few hours, Disney had to take down all the promos, and here's why. The premise of the show takes place during a summer, when this little girl's 12 cousins move in with the family. People thought it was very stereotypical, like this one Twitter user who said, "Oh yes, all Latinos live with 457 relatives, all in one home, everything is dirty and pure chaos."
Okay, can I hit on this for 1 second? Stereotypical is not always bad. Sometimes stereotypical stuff is nice for exactly the reason that it's stereotypical, because sometimes it helps people from that disaffected group relate to those particular people. If it is a common experience that Latinos live with a lot of family members, having a Latino that lives with a lot of family members might give them something to like, oh, cool, like this, I feel like I'm getting represented. Like the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. Like, imagine being like, wow, stereotypical, second generation daughter has issues with traditional grandparents. Nice stereotyping there, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Of course, they're gonna talk about a minority's experience in a particular country, and some of it is gonna be stereotyped because those are the experiences they tend to have, right? Like, it's not necessary. Now, if you do it in like a really disrespectful or gross way, you can have problems, but like, stereotypical experiences aren't always the worst, you know?
2, the title song for the show goes Oye Primos, which is grammatically incorrect. It's supposed to be Oigan Primos when it's in plural, which I'll give them that. This shot of the town where the show takes place reminded people of this meme. Overall, people just felt that the show fell into the same tropes, lack of understanding of culture, stereotypes. One thing I will say, however, is I saw a lot of people upset saying that, of course, this is bad. It was made by a gringa because the creator's name is Natasha Klein. But she's actually Mexican-American and based the show off of her own experience growing up with a Mexican-American extended family. You have to private her Instagram because, as you can imagine...
I would also be really, really careful with that Mexican-American shit. Like, I grew up Cuban-American, but like, my whole upbringing was white as f***, except for when I would visit my grandma in Hialeah. But every other part of my thing, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna make a show about like, what's it like to be Spanish and Cuban? Like, I don't know. I grew up in a white middle-class family. I don't have no fucking idea, right? Like, I know a lot of Mexican Americans when I went to school that were my friend. Chris was fucking Mexican American, and that dude was whiter than I was. No offense. He doesn't care now, right? That guy couldn't speak a fucking lick of Spanish.
It was getting flooded, and she responded to a comment by saying, "It's difficult when you're carrying other people's dreams. I just tried to stay true to what I know." But yeah, this caused Disney to take down all of the promos for the show from their pages. And honestly, didn't think it was that bad. I don't know. But here is the promo, and let's talk about it in the comments.
Hey, another day in my old hood. I was gonna be so cool. Then you all moved in and got me looking like a fool again.
Okay, that's a little intense, but like, damn. I wouldn't say it's racist though. It's just kind of cringe. But I mean, like, I don't know.
Using Spanglish in their Hollywood does a horrendous job of using Spanglish in their shows and in their movies. That's why whenever we see a Hispanic character using horrifically portrayed Spanglish, we all cringe and die inside because they always do it in a way that's not realistic. This is a bad example. Sorry, I can't go. We're gonna have a fiesta at the house and we're gonna celebrate the birthday of my abuela. This is wrong because it's just sprinkling random Spanish words in an English sentence. It's usually in phrases, and it's usually because that word is mostly known in Spanish. Here's a better example. Dude, I almost forgot. Tenemos que ir a la casa de mi tía mañana. Yeah, it's his freaking birthday. And I freaking went to the store and ni le compré nada, dude. I know. Also, it depends on how you say it. Because the truth is, la gente latina que habla en español, we do it with love. We do it with passion. We do it with fun. English is a very cold language. That's why putting a warm word in a cold sentence, it just feels so unnatural. At the end of the day, it's a cultural thing. So either you grew up in the culture and you naturally understand it and can naturally flow with it.
I feel like she might be right, she might be wrong. I feel like a lot of people use a lot of different language in a lot of different ways. I'm trying to think of like, I've heard my mom say mi abuela. I've heard her say that before, but she's also white and speaks English, but she's fluent in Spanish. She, like, her first language is Spanish. But I'm sure I don't have enough experience to say on it. I wonder if this is, I would wonder if, like, does everybody do Spanglish the same, or are there different ways that different communities use it way differently? I have no idea. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Ask literally anyone who speaks a second language in your community, and they will agree that girl is insane. I mean, I don't think I would say she's insane. Oh, where have I heard? I'm trying to think if I've heard somebody. I've heard English and Spanish speakers speak English and Spanish. I don't know if I've heard somebody speak... I mean, I have heard Spanish speakers talk to each other and use English phrases and then use Spanish. I don't know if I've heard people talking in English to each other and then use a full English phrase and then Spanish, but I might have. It's just, I wouldn't be able to remember. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to remember. Who knows? Central American do Spanglish in different ways than South American. Source, I'm Peruvian. Yeah, that could be possible. Who knows? Okay. Imagine ever trying to gatekeep Spanglish, the equivalent of Ebonics. I mean, Ebonics has rules though, right? Like, there are rules to the language, and if you don't respect it, you're gonna sound hella fucking stupid, right? Like, if I were to say something like, I'm going to finna to beat you up, or some shit like that, I would sound fucking retarded, right? Like different dialects, and there probably are rules, quote unquote, to Spanglish. I don't know if there might be different rules depending on where you are in terms of, like, how you follow them. That's what I don't know. But I truly don't know. I don't have any idea, right?